For example, the Bhagavad Gita says, Samah Shatraucha Mitrecha Tatha Manapamanayoho Shitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu Samah Sangha Vivarjitaha. One who is equal in happiness and sadness, one who is the same to his friends and enemies, one who is the same whether it's hot or cold, that is called a Sthita Prajna, or one who is equanimous. And he says that is the way that one needs to be. Easier said than done. Of course, all of us are moved by emotions. But he says that it's important that we maintain equanimity. The same thing Rudyard Kipling says in his poem, If, that you may have read, where he says, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, because triumph and disaster are impostors, they are not the real thing. And then he says, if you can treat these two just the same, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son, or you will be a true person, is what he says. So the same philosophy is echoed in this composition, where she again uses metaphors, and she says, Bettada melondu maneya maadi, mrigagali ganjidodentaya. If you live in a area with hills and a jungle, you can't be scared of animals, wild animals. Samudrada tadiyali maneya maadi nore tore ganjidodentaya. If you live on the banks of a sea and you're scared by the big waves, then you got to move your house. You can't live there. Santeolagondu maneya maadi shabdake nachidodentaya. If you live in a heart of a marketplace, like I live in 4th block Jayanagar, which has become such a commercial and area which has so many shops and establishments all around, that we are bombarded with noise all the time. But it comes with the territory. I choose to live there and I have to deal with all these troubles. If I don't want, you have to move. So she says, Lokadoloke huttida balika stuti nindegalu bandare samadhaniyagirabeku. You need to deal with ups and downs in life with a sense of equanimity, is what she says. Easier said than done perhaps, but then these are all ideals that we need to aim for in our lives. So we will sing this small verse from Akka Mahadevi. Bettada melondu maneya maadi mrigagali ganjidodentaya. Bettada melondu maneya maadi mrigagali ganjidodentaya. Samudrada tadiyali maneya maadi nore tore ganjidodentaya. Samudrada tadiyali maneya maadi nore tore ganjidodentaya. Santeyoಳಗೊಂದು ಮನೆಯ ಮಾಡಿ ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾಚಿದೊಡೆತೆಯ. ಸಂತೆಯೊಳಗೊಂದು ಮನೆಯ ಮಾಡಿ ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾಚಿದೊಡೆತೆಯ. Another challenge, I think, for a lot of managers today is the fact that you have to deal with people from different backgrounds who come into your organization. And how does one deal with all of them who come from different cultures, different languages, different backgrounds? So again, it's important to remember that somewhere, even though we may be different in so many ways, we are also alike in so many ways. And this is expressed best in a composition by Annamacharya, a Telugu poet who lived in the 14th and 15th centuries. And this is a very beautiful composition, and you have to imagine that he lived in a time where caste and class differences were so much ingrained in the society. And yet, he came out and he said, we are all one. Again, how did he say that? He said, Nindara Raju Nidrinchu Nidreyu Okate, Andane Bantu Nidra Adiyu Okate. Whether you are a king or whether you are his servant, at the end of the day, when you sleep, you are both the same. Mendaina Brahmanudu Mettu Bhumi Okate, Chandalu Undedi Sari Bhumi Okate. He says, whichever class or whichever caste you come from, the road you walk on is the same. So that is what I think to myself, you know, I'm in my little Zen car and there is so much traffic and one Mercedes is right next to me. But we are both stuck in the traffic jam. So at that point of time, it doesn't matter what kind of car you are. Because Mendaina Brahmanudu Mettu Bhumi Okate, Chandalu Undedi Sari Bhumi Okate. So ultimately, it brings you to the realization that, you know, there may be so many differences, but we are all one and the same. So he says, of course, Brahmam Okate, which is God is one, irrespective of religion. And we interpret it as humanity is one. So Brahmam Okate, a composition by Annamacharya.
Brahmam Okate Para Brahmam Okate Brahmam Okate Para Brahmam Okate Tandanana Tandanana Puri Tandanana Bala Tandanana Bala Tandanana Bala Tandanana Brahmam Okate Para Brahmam Okate Para Brahmam Okate Para Brahmam Okate Tandanana Tandanana Puri Tandanana Bala Tandanana Bala Tandanana Bala Tandanana కందుమంగు హీనాదికములెందు లేవు అందరికి శ్రీహరే అంతరాత్మ కందుమంగు హీనాదికములెందు లేవు అందరికి శ్రీహరే అంతరాత్మ హరే అంతరాత్మ శ్రీహరే అంతరాత్మ ఇందులో జంతుకుల నిందానొకటే అందరికి శ్రీహరే అంతరాత్మ ఇందులో జంతుకుల నిందానొకటే అందరికి శ్రీహరే అంతరాత్మ హరే అంతరాత్మ శ్రీహరే అంతరాత్మ తందనాన తందనాన పురే తందనాన బళ తందనాన బళ తందనాన బళ తందనాన రాజు నిద్రించు నిద్రయు ఒకటే అండనే బంటు నిద్ర గదియు ఒకటే నిండార రాజు నిద్రించు నిద్రయు ఒకటే అండనే బంటు నిద్ర గదియు ఒకటే మెండైన బ్రాహ్మణుడు ತಂದನಾನ ಪುರೇ ತಂದನಾನ ಬಳ 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 ತಂದನಾನ.
So before we present the last composition, I would like to express my thanks to the NHRD for having given us this opportunity to share a few thoughts and a few songs with you. Special thanks to Shri Sudhish Venkatesh for this very warm invitation to be here. So ultimately, I think, I often think, what really can music teach management? And when I think of that, or management teach music, and when I think of that, I think ultimately both are one and the same, especially when it comes to the world of classical music. Why? When I went to IIM on the first day, they taught me that management was about optimizing the results given certain constraints or conditions. So you have a series, a certain number of resources, etc. And given those, one has to optimize whatever one's objective is. And I often think that this is very similar to what classical musicians do in the world of music. Because our music is very much bound by rules and grammar and framework. And yet within that, artists find ways to be infinitely creative and explore as much as is possible given that limited framework. And in our world, the framework is defined by the raga and the tala. So I'll try to give you an example of this through this next composition, which is a Tillana. Now, all of you know that there are 7 notes, Sari, Gama, Padhani, right? And after Sa comes Ri, after Ri comes Ga, after Ga comes Ma. But not in every raga. For example, there is this raga which I'm going to sing, Kadana Kutuhala, which is a very jumpy raga. The rules are very complicated. It doesn't go Sari, Ga, Ma. No, it goes Sari, Ma. There's no Ga. After Ma, doesn't come Pa, it comes Ma, Dha. After Dha, Ni is fine. But after Ni, you can't sing Sa. You have to sing Ni, Ga, Pa, Sa. Every time you want to go to Sa from Ni, you have to come down to Ga and then go. So Sari, Ma, Dha, Ni, Ga, Pa, Sa, Sa, Ni, Da, Ba, Ma, Ga, Ri, Sa. So that is the thing. So Sa, Sari, Ri, Ma, 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 Ga, Ri, Ma, Ma, Da, Da, Ni, Da, Ni, Ga, Pa, Sa. Sari, Ma, Ga, Ri, Sa, Ni, Da, Ni, Ga, Ga, Pa, Sa, Ni, Da, Ba, Ma, Ga, Ri, Ma, Da, Da, Ni, Ga, Ga, Pa, Ri, Sa. Sa, Ni, Da, Da, Ba, Ma, Ga, Ri, Sa, Ni, Da, Ni, Ga, Pa, Sa. Sari, Ma, Ga, Ri, Ma, Da, Ni, Ga, Pa, Ga, Ri, Sa, Ni, Da, Ba, Ma, Ga, Ri, Ma, Da, Da, Ni, Ga, Ga, Pa, Pa, Sa. Pa, 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 Sa, 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 Ri, 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 Sa, Ri, Ma, Ga, Ri, Ga, Ri, Sa, Ni, Da, Ni, Ga, Pa, Sa. Sa, Ni, Da, Ni, Ga, Pa, Sa. Sa, Ri, Sa, Ni, Da, Ni, Ga, Pa, Ga, Ri, Sa, Ni, Da, Ba, Ma, Ga, Ri, Sa. So that is just an idea of how one would navigate the travails of this raga. And in the hands of great masters, such as Balamurali Krishna, who has composed this Tillana, it becomes child's play. And one has to be so familiar and so comfortable with these constraints that they are no longer a constraint, but they are just a fertile ground for our imagination. So I will end with a Tillana, which is traditionally sung at the end of a concert. It is, as I said, in Raga Kadana Kutuhala, a composition of Balamurali Krishna. And please try and note wherever we find these little jumps from Ni to Ga. So you will see how the artist has navigated this while composing this composition. So a Tillana in Ragam Kadana Kutuhala will be our last composition for this evening.
Tananathim tananathum tadaradani nagradathum nagradathum tittilana 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 tananathim tananathum tadaradani nagradathum. Tera jam madani takita jam gapasa takita jam madani takita jam gapasa takita jam madani takita jam gapasa takita jam madani takita jam gapasa tarikita tu sani da pa magari satanana thim tanana tom tadaradani nagrada tom nagrada tom tititillana tanana thim tanana tom tadaradani nagrada tom tarikita jam tadarada tarikita jam tadarada tarikita jam tadarada tarikita jam tadarada tattitalanku tagadrigida tagaditalanku tagadrigida tagato dridritu dritu tattitalanku tagadrigida tagaditalanku tagadrigida tagato dridritu dritu tillana titilana titilana tillana titilana titilana tillana titilana titilana tillana titilana titilana sari maga ri sari ri mata dani ga ga pa sari da pa maga ri sari maga ri ri mata dani ga ga pa sari da pa maga ri tanana thim tanana tom tadaradani nagrada tom nagrada tom tititillana tanana dim tanana tom tadaradani nagrada tom nagrada tom tititillana tanana dim tanana tom tanana dim tanana tom tanana dim tanana tom.
Thank you so much. Thank you to Solomon for being such a wonderful co-artist this evening. Thank you one and all. Good evening.
Thank you so much, man.